Today, we're diving into a simple but really profound story. It's all about hope, desperation, and that agonizing wait for one essential thing: the rain.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On one side, you have a world that's baked dry. It's cracked, it's lifeless. And on the other, a world reborn in pure joy and relief. It's pretty amazing how a single element, rain, can be the difference between utter despair and celebration. And that feeling, that contrast, is right at the heart of the story we're exploring.
So, let me ask you this. It's a simple question, but it really gets you thinking. Have you ever waited for the rain? Maybe you were just waiting for a summer storm to break the heat, but for the farmer we're about to meet, well, waiting for the rain is a matter of survival.
Okay, so let's set the scene. I want you to imagine a world where the skies have kind of forgotten how to cry. A world completely without rain.
This is Velu, and every single morning his ritual is the same. He opens his eyes, looks to the sky, and he hopes. But day after day, that sky just offers nothing in return. That worried look on his face, yeah, that tells the whole story.
You know, the language used here is just so powerful. The sun isn't described as warm or life-giving. No, it's like fire, something destructive. And the sky above him is completely, totally empty. There's no promise, not even a hint of relief.
And this is what's happened to Velu's land. The earth itself looks wounded, you know? It's scarred by that relentless sun. This is land that can't be farmed, land that can't provide anything anymore.
The source material uses this really specific word, crusted. So it's not just dry land, it's like a hard, impenetrable shell has formed over the soil. Just try to imagine planting anything in that. It's literally impossible.
And this word, it just captures the feeling perfectly. Forlorn. The land isn't just barren, it feels abandoned, sad, neglected. And that connects the physical state of the farm directly to the emotional state of the farmer.
But even in this desolate, sad landscape, there's a flicker of something else. Right in the middle of all this despair, we find the farmer's hope.
See, this isn't a story about a bad farmer. Velu is hardworking, he's dedicated. For almost 6 years, he worked this exact land, season after season, harvesting jowar and dal. That history of success is what makes this drought even more devastating. All he's ever known is that hard work leads to a harvest. But now, all he has left is hope.
And the wait just becomes agonizing. This is not some short, dry spell. Days turn into weeks, and those weeks just stretch into months. You have to imagine that with every single sunrise, that little bit of hope gets a little harder to hold on to.
So, as the wait becomes unbearable, the community starts to crack a little. People start searching for answers, but they don't all look in the same place.
And this is where the central conflict of the story really comes into focus. On one hand, you have his neighbors. They turn to tradition, to faith, trying to please the heavens by talking to astrologers. But Velu? He looks in a completely different direction, towards science and the weather office in the city.
Velu's way of thinking is completely pragmatic. He's a man of the earth, right? And his logic is simple. The rain has always come before without any of these rituals, so why would rituals bring it now? He puts his faith in what he can actually see and understand.
So, Velu makes the trip to the city. He's putting his faith not in astrologers, but in meteorologists, hoping that science can give him the certainty that tradition can't. He's standing there, in front of the experts and their charts, just looking for a clear answer. But, and this is the heartbreaking part, he doesn't get one.
This is the devastating response he gets. The experts, the scientists, with all their data, they are just as baffled as he is. They see all the right signs, these favorable conditions, but nature just isn't cooperating. Very odd, they say, which, let's be honest, offers zero comfort to a farmer whose entire livelihood is just disappearing.
So, with both tradition and science failing to give him a solution, Velu is left with only one thing: the unanswered question.
You can just feel the weight of that journey back. He walked to the city full of hope, looking for answers, for some kind of certainty. And now he's walking back with neither. He's tired, not just from the walk, but spiritually tired. He's dejected.
And he returns to the exact same harsh reality he tried to escape, only now he's carrying this crushing burden of failed hope. He is right back where he started, sitting on his cracked, forlorn land with no answers left to look for. And this really brings us to the core of the whole story. What do you do when you've tried everything? When both faith and fact have failed you? What happens when the only thing left to do is to just endure?
to wait.
And so, we're left with this final hanging question. Will it rain? The story doesn't give us an answer on purpose. It leaves us right there with Velu, looking up at that empty sky. It kind of suggests that sometimes, after we've tried both tradition and science, the hardest and most human thing we have left to do is simply wait.